All right, guys, going to jump right in here to the first video on your tech stack for today. Today is week 1, day 4. So we're going to get into some of the different softwares that we're going to use while we're out on the doors to make your guys' lives a little bit easier. So the first one that we're going to look at is SalesRabbit. SalesRabbit is your canvassing app that you can use to keep track of where and when you have knocked on doors and what kind of things you have to go back to. And so that's really the long and the short of it with SalesRabbit. Let's go ahead and dive in. So depending on the phone that you have, this screen could look a little bit different. I use an Android phone, and so when I log in, this is what I'm going to see. You're going to see something a little bit different if you use an iPhone. And then if we go in here, we're going to go to this little hamburger over here. And when we click on that, it's going to bring up our information that we can look at. And really the place that you're going to live is in the Sales Hub. So there's not going to be anything different. You're not going to need to go into like upgrade or messages or anything like that. You're going to be living in the Sales Hub. This is where you're going to be able to kind of document where you've been and when you've been there. If you are using an iPhone, I believe it's across the bottom, and it's going to have, I think it's going to be the center option. But either way, it's called Sales Hub. Okay, and when you go into Sales Hub, then it's going to give you a map. Okay, the map is where you're going to be able to see all of the information that you really need to. So you can see all of the pins on here. That's what all of these little dots are called. And so you can see that there's a couple different kinds of pins. You can see the red dot here. They use that for not interested. I use it for if a home has a for sale sign, like if they're for sale, if there's no homeowner there, or no renter, no nothing, then I'll mark it off with an X. You can see here that we have a customer, and they're marked off here. And then this is what my kids and I were using to keep track of the places that we had hung door hangers. And so for each house that we hung a door hanger on, we put this little orange dot. You can use these for whatever you really want to. You're going to be downloading the software onto your phone, and nobody else is going to be able to see your SalesRabbit. I didn't feel like it was necessary for us to get a group because we're not going to be crossing over. The territories are going to be very strictly marked as zip codes. Okay, and so if there's a sale in a zip code, then we know who it's going to go to. So there shouldn't be any crossover, but this will allow you to keep track of your own stuff. As you can see here, there's follow-up, there's appointment, they use this for presentation, this is pending. They can use these for all of the different things that they want to. This is where you click in order to bring a pin up on the screen to bring your menu up. This is not there originally, but you click there and it'll bring your menu up. But you'll be able to then see, it gives you a little thing here for your menu, but you're going to be able to see what you've done and when you've done it. And so this is what I use it for. So this is the key to my SalesRabbit. I used orange for door hanger, dark blue for lead, the follow-up as normal, appointment, I use that as it was. I use this for conversation. It had it on there, I think, as presentation. So we're not going to be doing any presentations. We're not going to sit down with the customer very often. Really, it's all going to be on the doorstep is where those things are going to live. Unless they invite you in for a drink of water or something. I would always take take advantage of that. But then you got your sale, got not interested, or no homeowner is what I put here. Now that doesn't mean that we're not going to sell to renters. We absolutely will. We have about half of our customers are renters. But what it does mean is that if nobody is living there, if nobody resides in the home, then we can mark it with the X. And then I used the black one for roadside signs. That let me know where we had put roadside signs up. And then I used the pink to mark good neighborhoods that I would really like to go back to. So when I put any of these down, if I go back, okay, if I clicked on any of these pins in my phone, then it is going to give me a lot more information. I can put, names, addresses, different things like that. But it is also going to allow me to see when I knocked on this door, and that should allow me to be efficient with my territory. Nobody should run out of territory. I think I mentioned at some point that I knocked doors for solar in Arizona, and I spent 3 or 4 months in the same neighborhood just because I would go back to the doors that I had hit at a certain time of day. Let's say, for example, I was on this row and I left a door hanger here. I didn't have any conversations. Well, if I was knocking at 1 o'clock, then I would realize that most of these people are probably at work. I'm going to come back at another time, and maybe I come back at 5 and I knock these same doors again. But there were some neighborhoods where I knocked the same doors 6 or 7 times because nobody was home, and so I needed to go back at a more effective time. And so this will allow you to do that. It'll allow you to keep track and really be efficient with your routes. So that is Sales Rabbit. That is the first piece of technology, the first software that we're going to get into. Again, this is just something that you can go into the store and download onto your phone, and it'll help you to keep track of where you've been, when you've been there, so that you can be way more efficient with your door knocking. So go ahead and jump in and download that, and I'll see you in the next video.